Welcome to NASA Tasha. In this video, we will count down our top 10 recommendations for the best science fiction films that you should see if you haven't already. These selections will be a combination of underrated and classic films that many people and sci-fi lovers are still unaware of, so don't expect to see blockbuster films like Interstellar, Dune, and plenty more popular ones. Now let's start the video. Number 10. Europa Report. It is a 2013 science fiction film directed by Sebastian Gradero. The plot centers on a trip to the moon of Jupiter, Europa, which is suspected to have civilization underneath its frozen surface. The narrative unfolds through discovered videotape from the privately owned Europa 1 spaceships that went out on an expedition to learn more about the continent. The crew has 6 explorers from diverse countries, commanded by Project Commander Dr. Samantha Unger. However, when the spacecraft approaches Europa, they run into technical issues and transmission difficulties, but manage to land on the planet and launch their scientific expedition to look for indications of life. Soon things get worse when the crew discovers weird forms below the crust of ice, and their teammates start to disappear. The story combines aspects of science fiction and documentary-style storytelling, concentrating on the hardships and dangers connected with outer space missions. It highlights how humankind is resilient and inquisitive in the midst of unfamiliar and possibly hazardous situations. This is for people who appreciate space adventures, not those who prefer tech or alien-focused movies. Number 9. Outlander. It is a 2017 science fiction action film, directed by Howard McCain. The movie centers on Kanan, a galactic warrior, who crashes on Earth and, unknown to him, unleashes the Morwen, a dangerous monster on the planet. In order to fight this terrifying danger, Kanan joins forces with the nearby Viking clans, who initially suspect Kanan due to his strange background, but Kanan eventually gains their respect thanks to his skill in battle and understanding of the Morwen. As Kanan and the Vikings attempt to track down the Morwen, they face numerous hurdles and clashes, and must bring together their resources to defeat this horrific monster. The film's innovative premise shines through, as does its superb mixture of action, adventure, and outstanding visuals. The grittier, prehistoric Viking environment, paired with futuristic sci-fi, makes for a distinctive and visually captivating setting. Even with some predictable story elements among its shortcomings, it's nevertheless a fun and adventurous movie. For those who enjoy historical action and science fiction, this hybrid of genres provides something new. Number 8. Other Life. It is a 2017 science fiction thriller film, directed by Ben C. Lucas. The main plot follows Ren Amari, a bright neuroscientist who creates Other Life, a firm in charge of creating groundbreaking technology that extends the user's awareness of time to produce lifelike experiences in virtual reality. This type of experience, dubbed Other Life, lets individuals experience months, years, or even days in just a couple of minutes. As the corporation prepares for a huge launch, Ren performs a self-test to optimize the technology, but something goes tragically wrong, and Ren gets herself locked in a virtual imprisonment of her own creation. The plot thickens as she struggles to make sense of this manufactured reality and challenges memories of her own in an attempt to break free. The film's unique premise and its examination of difficult subjects like the concept of existence are what make it so strong and grasp viewers' attention throughout. Other Life has a sophisticated visual style, with masterfully done special effects that highlight the virtual reality scenes and produce a smooth transition between the actual and virtual realms. Although the plot can feel sluggish at times, viewers who enjoy tech science fiction should still find it engaging. Number 7. Attack the Block. It is a 2011 sci-fi comedy horror film, directed by Joe Cornish. The story follows Moses and his group of friends who encounter a fallen meteorite in their neighborhood, releasing a tiny extraterrestrial organism. After killing the beast, Moses keeps it as a prize, but as the group digs more, other meteorites fall into the area, each carrying bigger, more aggressive alien monsters, making the group realizes that they have to protect their block against the alien invasion. Utilizing their understanding of the block's structure and equipped with homemade weaponry, the crew fights the aliens in an endless series of furious fights. The best thing about the movie is how it highlights concerns of class, identity, and communal cohesion, while fusing humor, horror, and social criticism. The film features crisp dialogues, lightning-fast action, and good realistic effects that bring the alien monsters to life. It is one of the most underappreciated science fiction films, offering an unusual perspective on both the alien invasion and teen genres, with outstanding performances and an interesting South London backdrop. Number 6. Handarum. It is a 2009 sci-fi horror film, directed by Christian Albert. The plot centers on Corporal Bauer and Lieutenant Peyton, who, on board the enormous spacecraft Elysium, reawaken from hypersleep. With amnesia, they find the ship in disorder, with its reactor malfunctioning. When Bauer and Peyton explore further into the ship's problems, they discover frightening realities about the Elysium's objective and the destiny of its crew. Things take a sharp turn when they come upon hostile mutant humanoids, forcing them to band together with other survivors to deal with the ship's threats and work on stabilizing the reactor in order to protect themselves and their fellow colonists. The film builds a strong sense of atmospheric tension from the start, while its cramped environment, combined with psychological aspects and science fiction terror, makes for a frightening and interesting drama on the dangers of space travel. Despite some storyline complexities and confusing character motives, Handrum achieves its main objective of offering a scary journey. It's an excellent choice for fans of sci-fi horror. Number 5. Artificial Intelligence. It is a 2001 science fiction fantasy film, directed by Steven Spielberg. The movie takes place in a future in which people are served by highly developed robots, known as mechas. The narrative centers on David, an extremely intelligent robotic boy, who gets taken in by Henry and Monica Swinton, whose biological son Martin is in cryogenic sleep due to a terminal illness. However, after Martin gets better, Monica leaves David, which negatively impacts his life. Aiming to transform into a genuine boy and regain Monica's affection, David meets Joe, a mecha, and sets out to locate the legendary Blue Fairy, whom he feels has the power to grant his wishes. The film deftly examines complex philosophical subjects like love, humanity, and the ethical consequences of machine intelligence. While the film can be inconsistent at points, alternating between Spielberg's emotional effect and more intense, deeper topics, it nevertheless delivers a fascinating and thoughtful cinematic experience. Number 4. Deja Vu. It is a 2006 science fiction action film, directed by Tony Scott. The story revolves around Officer Garland, who inquiry into an attack that results in numerous deaths on a New Orleans boat. The plot intensifies when he enlists in a special squad equipped with Snow White, a cutting-edge monitoring system that allows users to see the events 4 days ago. However, as Carlin investigates, he finds out that the attacker is using time manipulation to execute his attacks. Acknowledging he can use the Snow White to alter history, Carlin strives to stop the explosion and preserve people's lives. Washington gives a powerful performance that gives the movie a deep, intense emotional aspect. The film's daring idea is complemented by Tony Scott's aggressive directing, which keeps the story moving fast and the stakes high. Even though the storyline occasionally deviates from reality, the action scenes and fascinating time travel methods make for an extremely appealing experience. Overall, the movie distinguishes itself from others in this genre with its unique approach, providing both an interesting story and solid entertainment. Number 3. The 13th Floor. It is a 1999 sci-fi neo-noir film, directed by Joseph Rusnak. The story takes place in the city of Los Angeles, and centers on Hannon Fuller, the head of a virtual reality simulation business that created the groundbreaking simulation, a digital reality recreation of Los Angeles. However, when Fuller is found dead, Douglas Hall, a fellow employee, is put forward as the main suspect. Meanwhile, Hall finds a note that Fuller left behind, indicating that he might have learned a crucial fact regarding their virtual world innovation. Desperate to prove his innocence and solve the crime, Hall goes into the 1937 simulation to find out the truth. The film boasts dramatic visuals and a mind-bending concept, as well as an incredible twist that will keep you thinking about reality. While some story elements might seem basic to fans of this genre, the film stays intriguing, challenges preconceptions, and keeps viewers wondering until the mind-bending finish. It's a must-see for sci-fi and thriller enthusiasts looking for a fresh perspective on augmented reality and the unsolved mysteries of human bots. Number 2. Real Steel. It is a 2011 science fiction sports film, directed by Sean Levy. The film takes place in the future, where robot fighting has grown into a popular sport, switching human boxers with humanoid machines operated by human beings. The plot revolves around a struggling retired boxer, Charlie Kenton, who gets guardianship of his son in return for money. However, everything changes in their lives when Max finds Adam, a vintage robot, in a junkyard, and persuades Charlie to train Adam so it can compete in robot boxing tournaments. Despite being known as an old combat robot, Adam demonstrates an uncommon ability to withstand an attack and continue fighting. As Adam rises through the ranks of the robot fighting world, Charlie and Max mend their fractured friendship while facing competition from competing robot masters. The movie balances spectacular robot combat with touching family drama, while Hugh Jackman and Dakota Goyo deliver standout performances. The film's visual effects are excellent, presenting violent and convincing robot boxing contests, while also telling a moving tale of salvation, second opportunities, and a father-son relationship. Number 1. Predestination. It is a 2014 sci-fi action thriller film, directed by Michael and Peter Spierig. The plot follows an agent who is on an assignment to capture an attacker known as the Fizzle Bomber. In search of this persistent criminal, the agent employs time-traveling technology to hop across various points in history and gets caught in a time loop. While on his assignment, the agent meets the enigmatic person, unmarried mother, who shares a story of a sequence of events revealing many unexpected secrets that surprise the agent and make his mission to stop the attack even more difficult. The film's deft approach to time travel anomalies and complex narrative keep audiences interested, forcing them to continually reconsider how they interpret the story's events. Although Ethan Hawke gives a solid performance, Sarah Snook steals the show with her complex and fascinating depiction of a character thrust into an unexpected situation. Overall, it is a beloved sci-fi classic and one of the must-see movies in the time travel genre.